God, I feel so. Here's the one thing that there's a term that he uses like ASL or something like that, which I believe refers to either reading lips or being able to talk.
Oh, Patrick.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Is he being serious or not?
What's that? I didn't know what it meant.
There's a lot of stuff on TV, but not all of it's good. In fact, a lot of it's bad TV.
Hi, it's Bad TV. I'm Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one Patrick Hickey.
Great to be here.
Joining us from New York, Empire State of Mind, it's my baby sister, Ruby Wren. Hi, Rubes.
Hey, Dill. How are you?
I'm fine. You know, I'm always late to recordings just by a smidge, and I've been trying. It's a mid-year resolution. Try to be on time to places. Left early today. Somebody died on the freeway. I mean, you just can't catch a break, you know?
But if you are going to be late, that's a pretty good excuse.
And this Subaru was folded like an accordion. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Have you ever driven? Go ahead, Rubes.
We're going to talk about 90 days soon.
They don't fold.
Oh, they fold. And I heard from my brother-in-law is a firefighter, you can eternally be decapitated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Walking around heaven with your fucking head on like you're carrying it around?
No. I mean, the spinal cord just severs. And if you think that's sad, let's talk about the show we're here to cover.
Great Segui.
Great Segui. So,
I just have to say, Patrick, I want to clarify that you think that however you die is how you show up in heaven.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought Dylan was saying.
I just wanted to, okay.
Can you imagine if you got burned in a fucking fire, you walking around like, hey, what happened to you? It's obvious. Clearly, I was burned to death.
yeah.
And that's sad, but not as sad as 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah. 90 Day Fiancé is...
Or before the 90 days.
Is so sad. But let's talk about this journey really, really quickly, okay? If you have not heard Rubes yet, perhaps you're a new fan looking for 90-day content. I mean, I guess you don't know any of us, so this is a little futile. But Rubes, my baby sister Rubes, Papaya Dog Rubes, was here to break down Vanderpump Rules, the Scandival, with us. She has done so with aplomb. Mm-hmm. You can listen to the entire season at patreon.com/another podcast network. We have, I think, the final part of the reunion
is this week, and
the return of the king.
I'll tell you what, go there to hear that final reunion recap by Ruby, Dylan, and myself, but stay for the recap of Vanderpump season 1 with all three of us on patreon.com/another podcast network.
That's going to be so much fun. But today we begin a brand new journey. Although I shouldn't say that because we ventured into these waters before. We were jet skiing. We saw that the waters were shark infested and full of tears. And we said, you know what? Let's hop back to land. Let's go to a cafe. Let's take it easy. Mm-hmm. But we are here to brave these waters again. Patrick, it was one of the saddest things. I mean, Angela's Ashes has nothing on the first episode of 90 Day Fiancé.
Yes.
Oh, no.
All right, so this is what I'll say about sadness to both my co-hosts. Sometimes you can find laughter out of sadness.
Right.
And this show is a ginormous hole of sadness. So we're going to have endless laughter coming because that's our job.
Right.
Although I will say, if we're getting into, what's our rating system for this?
I think it should be passports.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Dylan, Ruby, if you don't mind, can I get into my passports a little bit and some general thoughts about just the 90-day brand in general?
Ribs.
Take it away.
I have been watching 90 Day.
I guess I don't need. I was gonna say no, but I guess I was overruled because he was. Producer Kalen's here.
Oh,
go ahead, Pat.
Oh, thank you, Kalen. Okay, this brand of 90 Day, in my opinion, has what do you call it when you just put out too much product? You've saturated the market.
Oversaturated, yeah. Kind of like a umami burger.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch these idiots do a show called Pillow Talk where they're supposed to make me laugh about rewatching the episodes.
Right.
It's never funny.
Yeah.
That's a horrible thing, but somehow it makes money for them because it's been on the air for 4 years. Then you have the other way. Then you have before the 90 Day, which we're going to do. We have Love in Paradise. We have a half a dozen Single Life 90 Day. We have a half a dozen spinoffs. This one is why this one in particular is almost like a clean, untouched version of the 90-day brand. Before the 90-day, before those stupid producers of 90 Day start pulling them in and start making cooked stories, this is a great version of the show.
What's the show we watch, The Sigs and Sadness, where the children are being abused?
Love After Lockup.
Love After Lockup. So this is the version of Love After Lockup that gets you goosed up. It gets you excited.
Now, I'll say, though, all those people, their lives are in shambles. It is a similar journey in that you're trying to find happiness out of your horrible, lonely, drug-addicted life.
It's like that Rihanna song.
What is that one?
We found love in a hopeless place.
Thank you.
Right, but there's a lot less cigarette smoking and drugs.
Yeah.
In this version.
Well, okay, so I don't want you to give your passports. I just want to kind of like edible, not very structured right now. My bad hosting. But I do think it would be prudent if we broke down a little bit of our level of expertise with the franchise. Now, I think that you can tell that Pat is fairly well versed in this particular brand of sadness from the Learning Channel. Ruby, what's your journey been with 90 Day Fiancé?
It's long.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately close.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't do the spin-off ones. But this was one. Typically, I will wait until there's a few of these out and then sit down one day when I have like 7 hours of an activity to do. And then watch them fall apart passively. You clean your house or something.
Right.
It's like watching the Kardashians. No one ever actually sits down to watch the Kardashians. They're on in the background while you're fucking dusting your apartment.
Right. And then they start hitting each other and you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then you actually watch. I don't watch the show at all. So that's the level of experience. Pat, how many passports do you give this first episode?
All right. First off, I want to say this. I believe that they filmed these couples because they're not in order. These aren't all simultaneous journeys happening. All these various storylines.
Oh, we got another Christopher Nolan Memento kind of thing going on.
Well, yes, but I think Gino and Jasmine were brought in as whatever the cleanup because they were seeing how sad this season was going to be, and some producer over at TLC said, I don't know what you guys are going to do, but you got to have some kind of comedy infused in this. And that's where Jasmine and Gino will
Right. I ran into a guy named Gino at Salsa the other night. I think he'd be perfect. There you go.
I have to clarify. They were on the last season of the show.
That's my point is I think they are completely unnecessary. They've already had there before the 90 Day. So the reason to bring them in is every other storyline is just so sad.
They can't get more than 2.5 episodes out of Tyree's plight. I mean, my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So passports.
Okay, one last note. But I do enjoy Gino and Jasmine. That guy he is a complete piece of shit.
I got new shorts.
She's a lunatic.
They are bad.
So the fun part about Gino is he's had a hat glued to his head. He is so sensitive and insecure, something about his bald head. Right. It was only removed for 2 seconds last season when Jasmine, in a fury of rage, ripped it off his head. But he had a backup 2 feet from his hand, almost as though he was prepared for it. But he lost all his power, much like Thor when you take away that hammer. He melted.
He's like Tobias Funke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Great episode. Great character study. Although I'm Jesus Christ, can't form a sentence.
You're too sad to talk. He's way too sad.
I'm so hopeful
to speak
for all these people except for Jasmine and Gino. They're lunatics.
Okay. How many passports?
In 90.
Oh, fitting.
Yes.
Titular score. Ribs?
I think that we have a good set of characters. I think Jasmine and Gino are some of the they're just they're hilarious. Sad, but also not because they're so kind of each awful. Like him sending her naked photos to his ex-girlfriend to be like, look who I'm fucking.
Yeah.
And then getting her fired. Like that wasn't okay. But then when he it's just whatever. Anyways.
Yeah.
The others are sad. I think the woman whose husband died of cancer. That's not going to go good.
Right.
Everyone else is going to be sort of, no, the other one is sad because the mom had a stroke and they live
oh my God. Yeah.
Horribly sad.
Right.
Unless the man ends up being a nice man.
Right.
He won't.
No, couldn't be.
Yeah. So I'd say like 78.
Okay.
Passports.
All right. I think that's a good score. The only thing that is preventing this from being too sad to make fun of is just how sad it is. It's brilliant. We had a Nomadland kind of moment with Tyree. And when I say Nomadland, I refer to the fireside chat in the beginning of the Academy Award winning film where everyone goes around in a big peace circle and talks about what a bummer their lives are. And it's this thing where it's like, is this a comedy starring Frances McDormand? No? Okay. Tyree goes down the beats of every single thing that's going on in his life. And it is nothing short of hilarious. So I had a great time this evening. I would give it 90 passports. So let's get into it. I just need to.
Oh, by the way, just for format's sake, we have chosen to stick. We're going to finish out everyone's arc on each episode as a storyline and then move on to the next storyline.
Oh.
So couple by couple?
Couple by couple. Oh, you didn't tell Ruby that?
No, I texted, let's do that next week.
Oh, Ruby, I'll do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we can do, don't have a panic look. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
Ruby, we're going to be okay.
We're going to be okay.
Ruby, we're all right.
Ruby.
Okay.
All right. So we get a little package of the entire season. Spoiler alert, everyone is mentally ill. And then we get to Marietta. And we meet Amanda. And how would we kick off this season other than a couple of kids kissing a box with their dad's ashes in it? I mean, what
Jesus fucking Christ.
What the fuck?
Hey, your job is to entertain, okay? And I know that's kind of a wide net but it can't just all be sad. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm here to watch homely people try and think they can upgrade to a 10 in a third world country. I'm not here to be depressed for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, this is sad.
How did it make you feel, Rubes?
It made me feel so unbelievably sad, especially, and these ones are they're not the worst because I tell myself, like, she's 31, she's very beautiful. She will be, hopefully, her sister seems like she knows this isn't good.
Yeah.
So she has one family member that won't let her die there.
Right.
But what's wrong with her? Because
it's a great question. It's something to do with the grieving process, I think.
Well, definitely this is, but Rubes, so I did a little digging. So if you, in the package that we'll get into with Jason, her past spouse, he died at an age, I think he made it to 50. She is currently 31. That's a 19-year age gap. Also,
wait a second. That guy was 50 years old?
Well, she talked about when he got sorry, Rubes, go ahead.
No, I was going to say in the package, we see him make it to the big 4-5.
That was a birthday thing, but also then it was mentioned, I think 48 when he first started feeling the pain. And then it was like a year later, somewhere around 49, 50.
But he got a diagnosis that saw him perish in 10 days. He'd not even make a fortnight.
But he went to the doctor twice. The first time they said, you're fucking fine.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
I love how good doctors are in this country.
Me too.
They're really great. They're fantastic. And they're cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a gigantic age gap there. And she said she was only with him. And I don't know if that's what she meant. He took her virginity. It's the only guy she ever dated. I guess there's a little ambiguity in there. But so I'm thinking that she was her only love, only boyfriend her entire life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So naturally, you got to get out there and frickin' spread your wings a little bit in Romania, don't you think?
I'm sure some psychos that watch this show will let me have it in the comments section, by the way.
I hope that they also let Dylan have it for how repulsive that entire thing was, because that was hard to listen to.
You know, the worst part about this entire thing, the saddest part, and you may disagree with me, but the picture they chose to put on the outside of that box, I mean, it really did not do the guy justice. I mean, it was a black flex fit cap that, I mean, we had seen him in those sad kind of soft packages that would signify that somebody's no longer with us. And he was a pretty handsome guy.
Yeah,
so,
you picked the best picture.
Yeah.
I don't care. Look at people with Facebook. I'm like, what are you talking about? I went to high school with you. You're 52. Why is that picture of you 33 in a bathing suit? Right. You don't look like that anymore.
No.
So don't use
you
that.
You hang more. Sorry.
That's okay.
So naturally, given that there is a void here, a tale as old as 3 years ago, you get on TikTok, your thumb moves up and down 500 to 500,000 times over the course of a week, 2-week period, and you find a Romanian porn star that you fall in love with. I mean,
well, Dylan, to be fair, Jason, I think it was his dying wish. He said, I want you to find love.
Who knows? We didn't hear him say that.
Well, I was thinking about this. I'm like, this is the exact opposite of what I'd do with my wife if I was in Jason's position. I said, look, you're going to never hook up with anybody, never bring any losers around my kids, and die alone.
Right.
Okay, that's how you can celebrate, memorialize my life.
Be dignified.
Exactly. But Amanda tells us it wouldn't be fair to Jason if her kids didn't have a father. So it's the things that we do for our loved ones.
Right. Rubes, and what's your take on the whole thing? Because you've had these phases that are like, no, disagree.
No. Patrick is 100% right. Anything other than you likely dying way earlier than you should because I don't allow you to live a life of happiness.
Right.
Is the only exception. And if you try to not, I'll find a way to do awful, like not like I would never.
Well, what do you mean? You're like going to come back from the afterlife?
That's exactly what I mean.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And it'll start slow. Like I'll move your keys from one room to the other.
Well, it's my theory that you have no choice but to start slow because you're reintroduced into this world as an apparition. You really don't have your skates about you. Mm-hmm. Is that that's an expression, skis? Right? Skis? Okay, so moving on.
One last note on this. I was going to say, what an honor to your ex's legacy, And she did frame it as that. It's like, well, I was going to start a charity in his name, but I decided to fuck a Romanian porn star.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when he was passing away and they were having these tender conversations, I think he meant, I want you to find love with the 26-year-old Romanian porn star. That's what he meant.
I know. And she's like, he is so sweet. He would do anything for me, including just have sex with massive amounts of women while he is courting you via TikTok. And he'll be like, I think this is really working. You can live there. I'll live here. And I love your children. So we'll move on, Rubes, if you're ready, to the spray tan with the that woman.
One last note, just because a couple things here to note.
Kaylin, was there a lull there?
No, you're good.
Okay.
They've been dating for 4 months, and she said he's gotten her through her tough times.
Yeah.
Now, I guess overall, before we move to the spray tan, can we all? I think her sister, which we'll discuss now, is absolutely correct in that this is an absolute distraction from grieving.
Yeah.
True.
Of course.
What else could it be, Patrick?
True love, you cynic fuck.
Well, I was going to say, but this is the way you do it. You don't fly to Romania for 3 weeks. You find a good-looking door guy or a guy at a bar. You have your sister come over, watch the kids. You go over and bang the hell out of each other. You realize he's a douchebag. Then you take some time away from going out on relationships, and you focus on yourself, get some therapy. Then you go out and meet a nice guy.
What did he say? I was a little high. I tuned out. What did he say?
That's a normal grieving process. He said you should go out, you should find a local, I believe, doorman and have sex with him. Bartender, because your sister tells you to. And then you realize slowly but surely, this is just me filling a void. And then you do work on yourself and you go to therapy. And then you are ready to meet a person. And then you meet a lovely other person. And then your husband stops smiting.
Right. Smiting. Yeah. Or you fall in love with the Romanian porn star on a TikTok contest that it was live streamed.
No.
Who you
because
sent a 99-cent rose to.
What did she say? Because he was acting like funky, or
he
like
was acting like a goofball or something. Speaking of goofball, let's talk about this tanning shop owner.
Yeah. Hey, this proprietor, she's a little chatty. Hey, I'm here to get naked and get some color on my skin. You can shut the fuck up with the questions.
Whoa. Jesus.
Have you had a bad experience, Patrick?
I used to own a tanning salon. The rule was you don't talk.
That's right.
Your rule to the employees was to remain silent?
They would say something stupid because we had a fully naked facility. You would be naked in there and you'd make people uncomfortable. You're like, oh, going to Vegas? No.
Okay, so your eyebrow, as raised as it is the perfect response to what Pat's saying, because this is like a not all the way version of a creep going into gynecology. Like this is like, I'm going to have a tan shop and it's going to be full nude because we're here to service you. We'll not speak. We'll just look at your body.
And honestly, that's preferable because the only thing worse than that would be that person saying as they're spray tanning your naked body.
Yeah.
What are you getting this for?
Right.
Which is exactly what the proprietor of this establishment asked.
Yeah, no, she's a little chatty. She's an old bitch, huh, Pat? All right, so she gets a spray tan from an elderly woman. Her sister goes with her, and as we've mentioned, she's got a good head on her shoulders. They have had her and Razvan. Oh,
could we have another name for him?
Let's call him. Can we? I mean, let's do the work and let's figure it out. But let's just call him Romanian porn star for now.
Sure.
Right.
RP.
Yeah.
Or we'll call him adult actor. So he and Amanda have had a tumultuous relationship. They have evidently broken up and gotten back together numerous times. And I would argue you've done not one of those because you have to be together in order to break up. And you guys are just talking on TikTok and stuff all the time. So you're not really together, I'd say. I mean, he's an adult actor.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I feel so bad for Amanda because, all right, imagine going on this ride where you lose your loving husband and now you're the sole, I think, provider for your children. I don't know her family's involvement. Yeah. And then you're up till 4 a.m. scrolling through his TikTok to see who he's showing his dick to.
And it is this really, this storyline specifically is tough to josh about. I think we've done an upstanding job. Mm-hmm. But this is clearly somebody in the throes of, grief complexes, and they're just not, I don't want to say an adjective to pass judgment, but they're just not ready to face how big this whole thing is.
And by the way, I'm totally cool with that, but you hope that the other part of this story, Razvan, the Romanian porn star, RP, understands this. Look, if you just want her to fly over there and have fun and be on TV for 3 weeks, just make sure you're clear about that with her. I think he was when we talked to the next little segment here where they're talking. He doesn't seem like he's fully throwing himself in the concept of being a dad.
I got to tell you, and I have this note for the end of this portion, but is the guy just an absolute sweetheart? I mean, I love Razvan. No, I think he's great. No, I mean, he's so good with those kids.
Oh, God. No. And anyone who has watched the show, fortunately, she at least has the wherewithal to be like, I'm going to stay up during our time difference and see if he's still doing stripper TikTok shows. Right. Uh-oh, he is.
Yeah.
Well, nothing. And then just continue. Most of the time, it's like 58-year-old women who have sent you $11,000 and they're like, no, it's different. Like, she was my friend from school and we were just fucking each other for my mom. It's cultural. You don't understand. And they're like, oh, what do you need next? Xbox? Right. And then they do. And it's like, okay. So no, he's not sweet.
Yeah, I think he's really good with those kids. Yeah. And speaking of being good with the children, I mean, Listen, it's tough to pass judgment, like I said again, but 3 weeks is a long time to be away from the kids in Romania. I mean, that is just...
It is, and I think our audience may go, how dare you judge? I can tell you, I think this is not a good time. I know I feel for her because she should have her ability to have a distraction and grieve in the way that she thinks she's grieving, but 3 weeks for me as a parent, I'm being judgy. I think it's a little excessive and irresponsible.
I think he's too concerned with the feedback of the audience. I think it's fairly objective that this is not a good idea. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not a parent at all. Their dad just died. You're going to see a stripper. It's too long, and you shouldn't do what you're doing because when you had them, they became your priority. So you don't get the grieving process looks different, I imagine. And this is me passing judgment. The grieving process, in my opinion, would look different for somebody who has no children versus somebody who does have children. Yeah. And right now it doesn't. And that's what makes it sad.
Well, but he is really good with those kids. So she
oh my God, Dylan.
We I think wrap things up with readying to leave for almost a month to go to Romania.
Well, there is one more segment. She brings the kids to the park. She tells the kids she's going to be gone for 3 weeks. And then she does a video chat with him in which he lays out the itinerary for the trip, which will...
Oh, that's right.
Which will start with a music video that he'll be shooting with another woman.
Right.
How exciting for Amanda.
Well, I mean, you don't want to just sightsee in Budapest the whole day. You want to know what he does for work. I think he's just great with the kids, you know?
Maybe he's a teacher.
Kaylin, what's going on here? Running out of time. Oh, Kaylin has a Zoom that is like, whose camera is it on? Kaylin has a Zoom that is like not a good Zoom. It's like a free version of Zoom or something like that.
Hey, Kaylin.
All right. Well, we'll see if we just completely lose Rubes in the middle of this. We'll fire it back up if that happens. So, yes, she's going to go see him hook up with another woman. I imagine under like a bucket of rain. You know, it'll be kind of steamy stuff.
Can I point out what's insidious about this? So Rubes has been watching this. There have been several, and it's a very similar version of this.
War with China.
Male suitors that live in a different country that are trying to be either hip-hop artists, Instagram stars, and clearly, if you are being cynical or logical, this could be a play for Razvan and his popularity.
Sure,
and that would be disgusting.
Yeah, and good for Razvan. He doesn't even have to do it with somebody who looks like Jenny. You know, like Amanda's a very young, beautiful girl. And usually these guys, their marks are horrendously sad older women.
Oh, they had, I won't watch it, the other way version. They had like an 80-year-old like Southern woman who's losing her marbles fly over to marry a 24-year-old Middle Eastern man.
Right.
You'd be shocked to know it didn't work out.
No, I would think that wouldn't work out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we head to the airport. The children are along for the ride. And in tow, that box of ashes. My God.
The children make a point to ask what will happen when their mom goes to sleep at night.
Yep.
So again, that's why it's sad.
But I'm fascinated by it. Great television.
She says, I guess the last thing we have of her is an OTF saying that she's trying to find the man who is not going to leave their children's lives. I think she found a good candidate. What do you guys think? All right, let's get to...
Oh, the party of the show.
Ooh, the party of the show. Tobias himself, Mr. Gino D'Ambrosia. All right, so we go to a salon where we find out that Gino is shopping for Jasmine's extensions. Now, he is not a big spender, but Jasmine is. Jasmine, my love, is a Panamanian money witch, it would seem. She needs extensions, and she needs $1,500 worth of them. Now, I'm not well-versed in this kind of world, but, Rubes, are $350 extensions a little unnecessary? Or are they...
I don't. I have no idea, but that seems high.
It's definitely high. Back in
oh, Patrick knows.
Well, yeah, actually, I rented out the other side of the tanning salon. I rented out space where a woman did hair extensions.
Okay.
Yeah, and They were at the time, and this is 10 years ago, so they were like $75 for a little strand of, they call them like, oh God, I forget what they're called on. They clip on underneath the real hair.
Yeah, extensions.
About $75.
Okay, and we adjusted for inflation.
They could
We're
be
looking
200
at like
now.
86 now, so yeah, it's bad out there. But anyways, Jasmine, my love, Panamanian money witch, and
Well, she says, hey, you bald asshole, buy them all.
Well, what is the haps with these two? I wrote down, but I feel as though we have had the haps now unfolded, at least for me, and at least for the audience. These two are madly in love. And he made one little goof where he sent a picture of her tits to his ex-girlfriend and said, look who I'm fucking.
He is notoriously cheap. Very, very cheap, too. We went down there. The first time we went to stay with her, he got like the cheapest hotel, cheapest food, cheapest clothes. She asked him to go out and buy her something. He got her like a cheap bra. Oh, he brought... I love this move. As gifts, he brought her down flip-flops from America.
Yeah, no, that's a good gift.
She couldn't be more excited when she got those.
That's a really good gift. I mean, listen.
Also, he can't fuck her. Like, she's obviously hotter than he is because he is Tobias.
Yeah, he's Tobias.
She's not. She's like,
no.
And he just like, he can't somehow, like, I believe he visited her last time for like a month and she was like, and I'm doing an impression, so this is fine. But she was like, he visited me for 1 month and we had sex one time. And he was like, that's not true. That's just not true. And then their reunion was just like, Gino, how many times was it? If it wasn't, and he's like, I don't know, but it's not them. And then you're like,
I think it was. I think it was. But yeah, no, she is much hotter than him because he is like
she's a crazy Latina.
Well, he is like 55-year-old, very bold man with big belly, and when he says he has new shorts, he pulls up the shirt and you can see the horror. And she, like you said, but yeah, she's a 42-year-old beautiful Panamanian woman.
And he says I think he claims that he inherited $600,000 or something like that.
Yeah, good chunk
So
of
he
change.
holds that. And by the way, he's had quite the history of flying down to South America and creating relationships down.
Yeah.
So this is the thing.
The weirdest guys, like forget the creep at the bar. The weirdest guys are the ones that go international. That's bizarre, especially the Orient. That's very bad.
They met on I think Philippines is the worst, but they met on a sugar baby website. So,
well, she is committed to him, and you can see that in our first meeting with her when she is in stirrups because she is trying to get her pupanana tightened so that he can ejaculate. Now, the doctor does not solicit a rich history of their sexual mishaps, but that is what he gets. She says he never comes. I'm doing this so that we have the possibility of him coming. And Doc, let me tell you, I've gotten to... I mean, I've seen hell trying to get this milk out of this man. I shoved my finger up his ass. I mean, nothing is working. And he's like, okay, yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah. I love how she says, hey, you know how my vagina looks like a shirt that you wore too much,
Yeah, and he's like, no, it's fine. And also, Patrick, Kaylin, can you mark that, please?
Sure.
Unbelievable. Just for a bleep, maybe.
I was perfectly fine. Well, in some sort of wizard-like way, he thinks he can make her a virgin again. Because she's like, can you make me a virgin? And he says, yeah, I think
Were you like tipsy? Did you go on like a wizard thing there?
No, it's a superpower because there's no way to make someone a virgin again. But if you did want to make that shirt less stretched, you throw in the fucking dryer.
Of course you can.
But you can, Patrick. You can pray to Jesus Christ and accept him as your Lord and Savior.
You could do that, or you could find some kind of mud witch and give up some family member, and then you could be a virgin again. I don't understand why.
There's like literally...
There's at least 4 more ways.
Well, there is something weird from this. We find out that Gino, as he's banging away at her words, he'll suddenly run to the bathroom during sex just to beat off into the sink.
Right.
What a sick person.
Yep. He's a sick person, and he is an automotive engineer offsite on top of his other, all the things that he's doing. He is in a purple button-up and a brown fedora.
Well, he does mention at some point he had a whole new wardrobe that he was going to show off that he assembled from Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He bought 9 shirts from the Tommy Bahama store.
Yeah. Well, not the Tommy Bahama store, because the Tommy Bahama store makes exquisite clothing and they're very expensive. He got them off somebody.
Like a criminal?
No, just like he asked somebody in a really weird way if he could have the shirt. And they said no, and then he asked again, and they were really scared, so they just gave him the shirt.
Here, take it, man.
Yeah, just fucking take it. We have a brown fedora in our family, and it's very important. But it's a different kind of fedora. Our family has a relic that when you put it on, you get a kind of superpower almost. Ruby's looking at me like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about, the brown fedora. What are you talking about?
An actual brown fedora?
Yes, brown fedora.
Oh my God, well, you have to sing it. Yes, yeah.
Well. But no, his fedoras are very sad because they are the tattered jean shorts of Tobias Funke on his head.
Well, he's got to dress up for that new occupation, as he pointed out, as an automotive engineer.
Offsite.
Well, I was going to say, so he works at Valvoline. Hey, asshole, don't frame it like you're designing new Porsches, okay?
Yeah.
You're fucking changing oil.
Well, so, yeah.
Just in a fedora.
Right.
A suede one.
Ew.
Our next partner has a product that I use literally every single day. I started taking AG1 because I am trying to be a new man in 2023. I'm trying to optimize my body, my mind, my spirit, my libido. Mm-hmm. And that's not just a sexual thing. That is your life force. I want to be like LeBron James. Yeah. And you know how I'm going to get there?
AG1.
AG1. So what's with this stuff? With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality minerals, whole foods, sourced ingredients, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. How do you consume it, Pat?
Well, I just mix a packet in a little cup of water, stir it up there. I got 75 vitamins. I'm drinking it down. Takes 5 minutes. It's my regimen for the morning. And, my daughter started taking AG1 6 months ago. She is now on her 4th language.
It's insane. I asked her the other day if she was trilingual, thinking that would be a tough word for her. Mm-hmm. She corrected me and said she is currently, but she's working on the 4th. I said, what is it? And she said, Germanic. And I was like, you mean German? She's like, no. This is a historical endeavor for me as well. I'm not just learning a language. I'm learning.
She got into it with you, huh?
Yeah. She said, I'm learning about a slice of our collective history.
Do you want to know how she's able to do that?
Yeah.
6 months of AG1.
Thank you. This stuff supports better sleep quality and recovery too. Sleep, catch the Z's, recover the right way. Also, you're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance. That's a good investment. It's better than investing in like Dogecoin. Recommended by professional athletes, this stuff is. Let me tell you, also in 2020, AG donated over 1.2 million meals to kids in 2022. I mean, that's just unbelievable. It's a little redundant as well, but it is unbelievable. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/anotherbatchpod. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/anotherbatchpod to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
And Dylan and I have agreed we've got a sweet deal for you. If you buy from Athletic Greens, you post it in our Bad TV Facebook group, Dylan and I will agree to do a short video call with you.
We do not agree to do that. But what we do agree is that that's a bizarre promo code. A URL and a promo code that doesn't make any sense. That's what we agree on.
Pat and Ellie will do a video call, and you can ask Ellie to speak some different languages for you.
Yeah, she's working on Germanic. Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
How's your Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore Nights in the Kitchen going?
They're going great since we signed up for Green Chef.
Green Chef is an unbelievable company. They're a CCOF certified meal kit company. They make eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat some more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preference. What's your favorite?
I like the vegetarian.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. With dinners that work for you, not the other way around. They're the only meal kit that is both carbon and plastic offset. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Green Chef offsets 100% of their delivery emissions to your door, as well as 100% of the plastic in every single box. Plus, nearly all of the packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas in the United States of America. That's absolutely crazy. But just do me and Pat a favor. Bring more flavor to your table this summer with Green Chef's delicious, nutritious approved recipes. Nutritionist approved recipes, both nutrition and nutritionist approved recipes featuring certified organic fruits and vegetables and unique farm fresh ingredients like tart cherries.
Whoa.
Truffle zest.
Delicious.
And rainbow carrots.
Wow.
The stuff is great. It saved Pat's marriage.
It really has.
It really, really has. So go to greenchef.com/below deck 60 and use code below deck 60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. Again, that is greenchef.com/below deck 60. Use code below deck 60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. Hey, you know what else is great?
What?
Kind of sharpening your mind up a little bit.
Oh, yes.
Keep it sharp. Keep it katana-like. You know how you can do that?
Please tell me.
By picking up your phone and doing something productive. Not just scrolling on the talkies, not scrolling on the tickies, not scrolling on the shorts or the
Those
reels.
are a waste of my time.
It's a waste of your time. A better waste, a way to spend your time is by downloading Word Collect, which is my new favorite game. It's a word puzzle app, and it's free. Word Collect has over 2,000 levels. How insane is that?
That's a lot of levels.
So you never get bored playing. It starts easy, but it gets harder as you get better. Kind of like Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. Word Collect is a fun and addicting way to keep your mind sharp and grow your vocabulary. Kind of like those blades sticking out of Baraka's arms. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Isn't this a wonderful thing? You don't have to feel guilty about playing a game on your phone. It makes you smarter, makes your brain sharper, makes you an optimal person.
Challenge yourself. It's fun, addicting, and right now Word Collect is offering you 2,500 coins and 500 gems when you download and play. Where else are you going to get 500 gems? Nobody's going to offer you 500 gems. You got to go here. You got to download Word Collect. Stop mindlessly scrolling through social media and keep your mind sharp. Just go to the Apple or Google store and search for Word Collect. So if you're like me and want to get fit in the new year with your mind and your body, download Word Collect for free.
For free.
Today. Help us out. Just download it.
Yeah, just download it. You want to help out the podcast? Download that app. So after his long day of Valvoline, he does a video call with Jasmine, and it does not go well.
I took an inopportune sip of water.
Oh, that's okay. Well, they discussed the visa process, and
you know, Kaylin, this water bottle you gave me?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
sucks.
I told you that.
This thing sucks. Like a horrible water bottle. A terrible spout. You got this thing where you got to put that on, right? And then you got to cinch that shut. But if you don't cinch it shut all the way, I looked over the other night. The entire water bottle had emptied out onto the couch.
No,
I mean, it was an absolute disaster. Thank God my wife was asleep. She would have had a knipshit.
Hey, you know what else is a disaster? This goddamn relationship. It's a crazy Latina up here.
Yeah. She is a crazy Latina. So she's pissed because he seems to be purposefully apathetic and lethargic to life in general, but also their relationship, because he was the one that filled out the application for the visa. Now, usually you would hand that over to some kind of, I don't know, amnesty lawyer or whatever. It's not amnesty. She's coming in.
I can save a lot of money if I do it on my own.
Right. But, you know, the thing with big state, federal documents like that, you got to hit every mark correctly.
They'll mail it back to you, and not next week. They'll mail it back to you 3 months later. Like, hey!
Yeah.
Someone should have called me.
Right.
I didn't spell my name right? Fuck.
They didn't have time, though.
Something tells me that Gino isn't the type to get that right
No.
on the first go, you know?
No, I don't think so either. All right, so she is going to be asking for a 2-bedroom apartment, and then she brings up that he can't ejaculate, and
unless he's staring at a sink. Oh, fuck, that bar of soap so hot.
I don't get it.
He can only ejaculate in a bathroom sink. Every time they have sex, he runs to the bathroom because the bar of soap is so hot. That bar of soap is so hot.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
Okay.
She also says, and again, impression, so aloud.
Yeah.
This is the last month of me living in this country, so I want to live like a queen. And I think she says it because she knows that he didn't do it right. So there's no way that this is the last month she's living in this country. But
She's a smart cookie. She is a smart cookie. And speaking of, let's sit down with Dane or Dan. It's either Dane or it's Dan, but there is an E after the E. You know, it's very confusing to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did I do that clearly and well?
Yeah, I think so.
100%.
Okay.
This is her special friend that Gina doesn't know about. And he also doesn't know how she found that luxury apartment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought he owned it. Turns out I think he just lives there as well.
Yeah. Well, she and Dane used to fuck each other. Mm-hmm. And she does.
He was too soft and pretty, and she doesn't like that.
Yes. So
I need the passion.
this is my favorite part of the episode is when she describes Tobias Funke, who will never take off a fedora because he is petrified of being revealed as bald, as though nobody could tell already. And he wears bright purple pastel button-ups and gets excited over new khakis. He is the chaos and the passion that she craves, not this handsome 50 Shades of Grey in a foreign country Australian guy. You know what I mean? But he does strike me as somebody who'd be like, you know, I had a great dinner. Now I'd like to hit you a lot, if you're okay with that.
And if you said no, he'd be like, oh, no, that's okay. That's all right. Like,
Sorry.
I'm not going to yeah.
And then gas starts to come down from the ceiling. All right, we'll revisit them next week. Where do we go next? We go to
sadness.
We go to the Jazz Man.
The Jazz Man, that's right.
Riley.
Now
he is from Jamaica, Queens, and in a huge suspects type twist, the guy who ended up on 90 Day Fiancé was ostracized as a child. Mm-hmm. He was bullied. He was picked on. He was the black sheep. And that's because he's different than other people. He sees colors when he hears jazz. Now, there's a word for that, and it surely means genius. I don't know. I don't. I want to say I dig the guy because he's got it locked down. He's like, I like listening to fucking jazz, and I like smoking cigars.
Got a motorcycle.
I like relaxing, and that's a. There's a lot of merit to that kind of enjoyment. But he is one of those mentally ill men that go out and try to find women in the Philippines and in Thailand. And that's just very, very, very gross.
And if you look at the quick shots of his exes, they're all Asian. So he has a type as well. Call me crazy. This man might have control issues. It can't just all be one-sided. He's I love a nice guy, and then I keep getting dumped and cheated on.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I like Riley. I do have a problem with the same problem the producer had, which is he's an Elton John album collector.
He's an enthusiast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the producer goes, why? He's like, what do you mean, why?
Yeah.
It's Elton. I know. The guy have you heard his records for the last 30 years?
Did you?
He sounds like he's gargling something.
Well.
Can you feel the love
Stop
tonight?
it. What is wrong with you, man?
That's what Elton John sounds like.
That's not what Elton John sounds like. Elton John is fantastic. I don't know if you guys saw the TLC.com online extra with Riley. They were asking him about Rocket Man, and he was like earnestly breaking down Taron Egerton's performance, and he was like, I really didn't like the film that much. You guys didn't see that?
No. Riley broke it down, or Elton?
Riley did.
The guy from this show.
Yeah, they talked to him about Rocket Man.
I think that Riley is the type of person who, if you said in earnest, like, I don't think Elton John is very talented, depending on your size, he might lose his temper momentarily and of Mice and Men to death.
Right. Yeah. Thank God you're not a little puppy.
Yeah, or a little Asian girl from the Philippines.
Right. So let's get back to that. He's literally finding these people on Vietnamese Finder. Like the dating apps are specifically catered to finding Vietnamese love. But he's had trouble with relationships in the past, and one of the reasons is because he's a psycho. But another reason is because of his job. His job is in private security, aka I think that
he says he's always trained to prepare for danger.
He has to think in every. Rubes just did the biggest eye roll. I mean, massive one.
I don't think that there's anything worse than somebody who, like, and I think I may have mentioned this before, people who in their like 30s to any age, who part of their identity is where they went to college. I hate those people. People who work in industries that they're like, I just can't talk about it, but it's like very, very, very high. It's very and I'm always, I just gotta be hate.
Why?
Because why bring it up?
Anybody who is any legitimate security anything does not speak about it. They work in shipping, they work in consulting, and you would never know. I hate.
Yeah. It's like in fight school. You know, I've been going to Muay Thai, and my wife belittles it and calls it fight school. There are people who are mentally ill. They have aggression issues, and they just like start punching things randomly and like yell when they hit the bag. And you're like, I don't know what that had to do with that, but what I just said is a kind of person that I don't like, and that was just sloppy association. And I apologize.
Well, I think his occupation, or what he's putting out there as his occupation, I think this is the problem. Ruby's touched on it. You've touched on it. I'm touching on it. It's not all a one-way street. You seem on the surface level a nice guy. You got your shit together, homeowner.
Well,
you
clearly
love dogs,
not, though, right?
But clearly not.
Yeah.
By the way.
But we didn't even think that first part, though. That's what I was saying. Clearly not. Too.
I see.
Like even the facade.
You weren't buying it.
No. Even the facade's so sad.
Yeah. Well, because Patrick, we're here, so he can't be normal.
He's from Jamaica, Queens, and he has caught himself a Vietnamese woman, or has she caught him?
Or hopefully it's not going to end up how he caught that guy in that girlfriend's closet. And he said,
thank you for bringing that up, because I thought he was telling a story about how he witnessed his girlfriend get slaughtered by a home invader.
No, and by the way, they leave out so many details. He said, I knocked on my girlfriend's door and she refused to open it.
Yeah.
And then cut to somehow he made it into the bedroom.
I think he was walking around the perimeter, because again, Patrick, when he walks into environments, be they outdoor, indoor, he has to, like Bourne, memorize license plates and plan exits. So when he sees something like this go on, because of his training, because of his job, because of his life work, he knows what to do. And were she to be slaughtered, he would have quickly stumbled upon the scene, maybe pulled out the piece that he carries with him at all times. I mean, this guy is a dangerous man.
Hey, is there a guy in the closet? Are you in the closet? Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to kill me, are you? I don't even know you, man. I met her at a bar like an hour ago.
Okay.
I just want to leave.
Yeah. To quote the 45th president or the 46th president or whatever he was. Sad.
Yeah.
All right. So we move on to, I believe, the Juneteenth celebration, where we meet Tiffany and Sean, who are two unbelievably solid people who are telling him that his whole thing that he's doing is very dumb. And they go a step further. They say his ancestors are disgusted with him. And I think they are right on the money with that. Right on the money.
I will say he admits he's one of these friends that, like, hey, if you don't want your friends to judge, stop telling them details.
Right.
Because they're going to remind you of it and say what an insane thing you're doing.
Yeah.
He admits that he sent her $100,
right.
Or she has a kid, right? Two kids.
Two,
She has 2 daughters. He sent one of them $100 for their B-Day. He's clearly lying about that. And the second part is when they both decided they were going to be in a relationship, they agreed to leave the app, the dating app.
Yeah.
He did. She did not.
Yeah. And they flip each other off when that's how they say, I love you. And he can't tell people that he loves them because they'll go away, which was kind of like it's such a melodramatic, not Jason Bourne thing to do. Like, you're a dangerous man. Don't speak like that.
Oh, that was so sad. Man,
you know what I mean?
When he said that.
I do.
All right. So friends like these are invaluable. We'll get back to them next week. Can we move on to Ruby's favorite part of the show?
Of course.
Let's strum a little ukulele.
Oh my God.
With Tyree.
By the way, when I kept typing in Tyree's name, I kept getting the autocorrect for tyrant. He's definitely not a tyrant. He's a nice, lovely, overweight man from Modesto, California, who plays a ukulele near a hiking path, causing most passerbyers to ask, he's a weirdo, right?
Yeah. What's up with that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tyree is a lyricist, and you can see that on display here tonight. He performs an odd kind of genre-bending style of music, that being kind of native Hawaiian ukulele mixed with hip-hop. His lyrics include, and this is the last time I will make fun of him, I think. Man walking by with a red hat and a blue sweater. I mean, Bob Dylan, wake up and watch this show.
Steal his shit.
Steal his shit. Ribs, what was who's the guy that does all the great impressions on SNL? Do you know that guy?
I do. I don't know his name though. I'm sorry.
He did this bit where he goes, "Do you want to hear an impression of Bob Dylan's phone on vibrate?"
Oh my God.
Woo.
Unbelievable.
All right, so
sad.
I love this human being.
I know.
So much. He is just a beautiful person.
I hope he's not, that.
Me too. Yeah.
Really bad.
Right.
I hope we find out that he actually fucking pushed his mom down the stairs and he didn't have
I wanted to be that.
Yeah. Right. It's like a Kathy Bates kind of caring for it. Right.
Because otherwise it's just too sad.
Well, the good news is that this kind of spirit exists and is rather indelible. And let's just go through the curriculum vitae or whatever you call it.
Dylan, if you don't mind, could I first form another list, which is the list of sadness?
Right. Let's do the list of sadness.
He's always struggled with weight.
Yeah.
Chocolate is his best friend.
Chocolate is my best friend is probably the saddest line of the night.
Well, no, there's one coming up. He's a virgin and he's 33. And this is when it gets even sadder.
Right.
His mom had a tumor removed and then she had a stroke. Now she lives with him in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Right.
And if it doesn't get any sadder than that, his dad was murdered.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right.
Jesus.
Well, to be fair,
Christ.
though, it softens it a little bit. He was murdered when he was 4 years old in a park dispute, so he didn't really remember him all that much, but still very sad. Yeah. Again, I just have to say, despite all of these things happening,
he's a lovely person.
He's so just, what can you say to Tyree other than I love you? And that's exactly, sorry.
No, you could say, hey, Tyree, why don't you demand that you video chat with this person or speak with them on the phone? You could say stuff like that in addition to I love you.
Right. Well, the person saying I love you back is a man.
We'll find that out.
Yeah, we'll find that out.
That was the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And I love the producers are normally...
A man named Carmela.
Yeah, Yeah. By the way, so he's had this relationship for 4 years, which is, if you've been watching 90 Day, it's not uncommon. It can go further than that, and where they never actually see the person.
Right.
And I was thinking to myself as I was watching this, it's like, as long as he's not sending anybody money, if this is a distraction that helps him get through the day, through all this horrific stuff, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think he was a little bit more hopeful that it was Carmela and not a full-blown man. But it turned out to be the latter. I think the last portion of his is the conversation with the producers, correct? Or is there one more thing where it's just him being...
The producer meets him there and they go, okay, hey, I have some information for you about Carmela. And I'll tell you what, after I tell you this, we don't need to use any of this footage. And I'm like, where did you come from, producer?
Yeah.
Okay, normally you're like, let's get one more interview with this idiot.
Well, no. I think what they probably did was they were like, listen, Tyree, we have some stuff to tell you. It's not great, so if you don't want to use it, it's not a problem. Carmela is a fat man like you. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. I think I want to start or stop filming. And they go, okay, great. We're going to do that again. And you're going to do it right this time.
I'm hoping. Go ahead, Rubes.
They wheel his mom out and she's taped to a chair and he's like, okay, I'll say whatever you want. Oh, that was the line? That was the line. Okay, you're right.
Look, this is what I hope next week when they pick up on this storyline. I hope he says, you know what? Fuck it. Carmela, Carlito, same shit.
Yeah.
The bond is still there.
I want to go that way. Carlito's way.
Yeah, these kids these days, they're fluid.
All right, so I think we have one more left, and it is it's a deaf.
It's just like somehow it might be. This one is inspirational.
Yeah,
totally.
It really is.
I gotta say, what is the man's name, Patrick?
David.
Now, David is a deaf person, if you can believe it. Rather sad upbringing, sad life, sad everything. His parents, he was born into an all-hearing family.
Yeah.
And it seems as though, I don't know if it was the time period, the generation.
Well, he's not 106.
Right. But he is in his 40s, and it would seem as though possibly, depending on, I'm saying, the barometer of parenting was probably a little bit lower back then.
It absolutely was.
Because this is, after all, the American experiment. We're striving to be a more perfect union, and we're getting there. But in the 80s, parents still put their cigarettes out on their deaf children.
Yeah. And also they just all right, what is it, $300 a month? We can just send them somewhere. We don't have to see them. Yeah. Hey, honey. Yeah, we can drop them off on Monday. And that's pretty much what happened here.
They were like, we need you to save the top of the cereal boxes. That's how we're going to send you to deaf camp forever. And he's like, what? They're like, oh, God damn it. You can't fucking hear us. I hate this kid.
Oh, God. I feel so. Here's the one thing that there's a term that he uses, like ASL or something like that, which I believe refers to either reading lips or being able to talk.
No, Patrick.
Yeah. Is he being serious or not?
What's that? I didn't know what it meant. I honestly still don't know. What does ASL mean?
American Sign Language.
Oh, no clue. No, but I'm saying, why did that term refer to him not being able to talk or be able to read lips?
Because if you can sign and speak in ASL, it is one form of communication. And if you can lip read, it's another form of communication.
Oh, you can't do both?
Well, I think some people can.
Well, that's a good question, though, because I thought a similar thing when I was looking at this whole story. Like, one, the parents gave up, but I would say, like, Dave gave up a little bit, too. I mean, learn how to read people's lips, man. You've been deaf your entire life. How do you not read people's lips? I mean, it's just lazy stuff on David, but he is not lazy. He works 2 jobs because he has to. More perfect union. We're not there quite yet because he has to work 2 jobs to be upper, lower class.
And he also notes on his day off,
Right.
he likes to walk around the downtown area.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh.
He also notes that he one time thought that he would have a future and a life with a person, and then she cheated on him. She was deaf too.
Well, that's good. At least it wasn't a hearing person, because that would have been a real dagger through the heart. You know what I mean?
Right. It would have felt more manipulative. Like it would have been worse to do to him, you know?
Yeah.
Because she, if she was cheating on him, she'd be like on the phone with her boyfriend that she's fucking.
Right.
And she's like, this sucker's right next to me.
He can't even read lips.
We're going to hell.
Yeah. No, but the thing is with the sign language, it makes the GoPro scenes very difficult because you have to operate an automobile while you speak, and he speaks with his hands. And the only reason I feel, I mean, we're going to hell, but turns out that David's a bit of a creep, or just the way that robot reads off his stuff. It's okay. I'm getting ahead of myself, but he goes to the local watering hole wherein there is a man who is one of his best pals, to quote Logan Roy. He writes out what he says, and they have a little Google Translate type thing together. God, when he was in that candy store pointing at the fudge that he wanted, it just flashed into my.
Hey, can I tell you something about David, though?
Oh, my God.
They showed some flashbacks of him. When he has a beard, he's a good-looking man.
Well,
Hey, David, hit me up. I'll take you to Little Tavern. We'll get some
He
ladies.
can't hear you, Patrick.
All right.
yeah, he can't hear you. You're not signing. And what are you going to do? Fuck him? What are you talking about?
I'm saying he's a good-looking guy. Grow a beard out, man.
But no, I know, Rubes. Do you need to?
No, it's just like and then what is he going to do after he has the beard? Go to Laurel Tavern and then fuck him? I don't understand what you're going to do with him in Laurel Tavern.
Very
I'm saying I'll be a good wingman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't say that.
Yeah. No, because I don't want to speak for both of us, but I think I can here. I think we both thought that he was offering to fuck him.
We did.
Yeah.
So that's all.
That'd be odd. I'd like type on my phone about what position I wanted.
No, you would say there's a cute little parking lot behind Mendocino Farms. We can do it there.
I'm like, oh, hand me your phone, David.
And then
Yes, I have a condom.
Loud.
Yeah, but no, the phone thing is what is a little bit creepy because he says something along the lines of like, can't wait to meet her. Licking lips, smiley face. Licking lips, smiley face. And it's like, oh God, that's so fucking. Yeah. He, I believe, has sent her
$3,000.
a decent amount of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So this is going to end in sure bliss, I would say.
I hope so for his sake.
And you know what else is going to be sure bliss? The rest of this season with me,
Oh yeah.
Pat, and Rubes. Hop in the iTunes. I was attacked by gas in my. Sorry.
Ugh.
Hop in the
Dylan,
iTunes ratings, reviews, leave 5 stars, kind words. Let us know how many passports. Join us on YouTube, badt.v. Go there, do it, watch me, Pat, Rubes, and go to Patreon for Vanderpump. That's it. That's all I got.
That's it. I think that's you said it all.
Oh,
Dylan.
Rubes, TikTok. Do you have anything to plug?
Nope.
We'll see you guys next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Pat, say goodbye.
Later, dudes.
Rubes.
Bye bye.
There's a lot of stuff on TV, but not all of it's good. In fact, a lot of it's bad TV.